Yeah. Rihanna. Good girl going bad. Take 3.
I'm going home.
Action. This is why I'm hot.
We don't usually do MGs. Actually, we don't do MGs at all, but this one happens to have a small block Buick and an aluminum V8. So it's a good idea to put something like this in a car like this. An aluminum motor is a lot lighter, as everyone knows, instead of cast iron. So I do some valve cover gaskets on it. And while I was taking the valve covers off, I noticed at the back of the motor also, it's got a valley pan intake manifold on it, and it's also leaking oil from the valley pan. I really couldn't get a good look at it with the valve covers on there. Take them off and I saw it's leaking oil from there also. So now I need to do an intake manifold and replace the valley pan gasket, put it all back together, and it won't leak oil anymore. It should be good as new. We have an MG with a V8 in it. That starter didn't last very long because it's in a pretty tight spot here. As you can see, there's not a lot of room up here. It's got the exhaust here against the block. It's an aluminum block, so actually it disperses heat quite quickly, which is good for the block back to the starter. It's got a header up there, exhaust pipe coming down here, transmission up here right by the frame. So everything's a pretty tight fit up here, so it doesn't have a lot of chance to cool down. And it's not exactly easy one to get in and out here. As you can see, there's not a lot of room. Everything keeps hitting everything. So it can be quite a challenge to get it in and out of there, that's for sure. But that's what you have to do with cars that have V8s in them that shouldn't be. I have to do this a little bit differently again. It's not that easy to get it in there. Yeah, and I have to wrap up this starter. It's got a heat shielding asbestos wrap, so I probably shouldn't touch it too much, but I have to wrap up the starter so it doesn't get affected by the heat so much, because it's going in a pretty bad area, as you've seen already. You wrap it up and you can't even recognize it pretty soon. Wrap it all up. You can barely get out the wires, but you need to make sure nothing's going to melt. Move it around a little bit so everything's going to fit in there. Put the hose clamp on it. Clamp around it to hold it in place. Then I also have these other 2 heat shields. One of them goes up there and it fits up on the block area, and another one fits up on the bottom of the motor. And so it helps to shield it from the exhaust manifold and the headers, or from the motor. And you can't even see it anymore once it's all up there. So it's a little bit of a job to get it out, that's for sure. It takes a little bit longer than the usual starter job. It's more than just a 15-minute thing, that's for sure. But you have to do all this so it doesn't suffer so badly from the heat. But no matter what you're going to do to it, because it makes so much heat up there, it's going to fail sooner or later anyway. But this is going to give it a lot longer life, that's for sure. Otherwise, this starter wouldn't even make it past the summer. But it'll probably make it a couple of years now, and I'll probably have to do it again. But this is the price you pay for horsepower and fun and putting big motors in small areas.